Every night, billions of people willingly enter one of the strangest states in human existence. As you fall asleep, your body becomes almost completely paralyzed. For hours, your brain creates vivid hallucinations so realistic that you accept them as reality without question. Then, when morning arrives, most of those experiences vanish from memory within minutes. It sounds less like a normal biological process and more like something out of science fiction. But here's the truly fascinating part. This temporary loss of control may actually be one of the brain's greatest hidden abilities. While you sleep, your mind is far from inactive. It enters a mysterious world where the normal rules of logic begin to break down and where remarkable things can happen behind the scenes. The question is, why would evolution create such a bizarre system in the first place? And what if the strange world of dreams is doing far more for you than you ever realized? History is filled with strange moments when some of humanity's most important ideas appeared not in a laboratory or a classroom, but inside a dream. In 1862, chemist Friedrich Kekulé was struggling to understand the structure of benzene. Then one night, he dreamed of a snake curling into a circle and biting its own tail. When he woke up, the image helped him unlock a discovery that transformed modern chemistry. Decades later, Paul McCartney experienced something similar. He woke up with the melody of yesterday already complete in his mind. Stories like these suggest that, while we sleep, the brain may be doing far more than resting. Freed from its usual rules of logic, it can connect memories, ideas, and patterns in ways that are often impossible during waking life. Sometimes, the solutions we search for all day seem to appear only after we close our eyes. These stories lead to a much bigger question. What are dreams, really? Why does the brain spend hours every night creating a strange world filled with impossible events, distorted memories, and bizarre experiences that vanish by morning? Dreams have fascinated humans for thousands of years. Yet even today, scientists still debate their true purpose. To understand why we dream, we first need to understand what is actually happening inside the sleeping brain. For a long time, scientists believed that sleep was simply a period when the brain powered down to rest. But that idea began to change in 1952 when a young researcher named Eugene Aserinsky made a surprising discovery. While studying sleeping volunteers, he noticed something unusual. After long periods of quiet sleep, their brains suddenly became highly active. Brainwaves started firing rapidly, almost as if the person were awake and mentally engaged. Even more mysterious, their eyes began moving quickly beneath their closed eyelids, darting back and forth as though they were watching something unfold in front of them. This stage became known as REM sleep, short for rapid eye movement. Aserinsky soon noticed an incredible pattern. Whenever people were awakened during REM sleep, they often reported having vivid, detailed dreams. This discovery revealed that the sleeping brain is far from inactive. In fact, some of the most intense mental activity of the entire day may happen while we are asleep, deep inside this strange world of dreams. So, what is actually happening inside your brain during a dream? Scientists have discovered that REM sleep creates a very unusual biological state, built around 4 major changes. The first is temporary paralysis. During REM sleep, the brain sends signals that effectively shut down most of your major muscles. This may sound alarming, but it serves an important purpose. It prevents you from physically acting out whatever is happening in your dream, protecting both you and the people around you. The second change is the creation of highly realistic imagery. The visual regions of the brain become extremely active, generating vivid scenes filled with color, movement, and detail. This is why dreams often feel completely real while they are happening. Third, the brain's logical control systems become less active. Areas responsible for reasoning, judgment, and critical thinking are partially dialed down, which explains why the strangest situations can seem perfectly normal in a dream. You might find yourself flying through a city or having a conversation with a dragon and never question it for a second. Finally, memory formation becomes much weaker. Chemicals involved in storing long-term memories drop significantly during REM sleep. As a result, even the most intense dream can fade away within minutes of waking up. Together, these 4 changes create a unique mental environment unlike anything we experience while awake, allowing the brain to generate an entire world that feels real, yet often disappears almost as quickly as it arrives. Dreams do not occur randomly throughout the night. Instead, they follow a carefully organized pattern known as the sleep cycle. Most people go through 4 to 6 sleep cycles every night, with each cycle lasting roughly 90 minutes. The journey begins with light sleep, known as NREM stages 1 and 2, where you can still be awakened fairly easily. From there, the brain moves into NREM stage 3, often called deep sleep. This is when the body focuses on recovery, repairing tissues, strengthening the immune system, and restoring energy. Once that work is done, the brain shifts into REM sleep, the stage where mental activity becomes intense and the most vivid dreams usually occur. An important detail is that these stages do not stay the same all night. Early in the night, deep sleep dominates because the body needs physical recovery. But as morning approaches, REM periods become longer and more frequent. That is why the strangest, most detailed, and most memorable dreams often happen shortly before you wake up, when the dreaming brain is at its most active. Humans are not the only creatures that appear to dream. Scientists have observed REM sleep in many animals, including dogs, cats, birds, and numerous other mammals. If you've ever seen a sleeping dog twitch its legs, move its eyes, or make quiet sounds, it may be experiencing a dream of its own. This suggests that dreaming is not a uniquely human phenomenon, but an ancient biological process that evolved long before our species appeared. The fact that so many different animals share this behavior hints that dreaming may serve an important purpose in the brain. Long before scientists could study the brain with scanners and electrodes, people tried to understand dreams through mythology, religion, and tradition. Many ancient civilizations believed that dreams were not created by the mind at all, but were messages sent by gods, warnings about the future, or signs of destiny. Among the most fascinating examples were the ancient Egyptians, who took dreams so seriously that they built special sleep temples where people would spend the night hoping to receive divine guidance. The next morning, trained interpreters would help decode the hidden meaning of those dreams. For thousands of years, dreams were seen not as a product of biology, but as a bridge between humans and the supernatural world. In the early 20th century, Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung transformed the way people thought about dreams. Freud believed dreams were a gateway to the unconscious mind, revealing hidden desires, fears, and internal conflicts through symbolic imagery. Jung expanded this idea, arguing that dreams also contain universal symbols shared across humanity, such as heroes, monsters, shadows, and wise figures. For decades, many people viewed dreams as coded messages waiting to be decoded. But as neuroscience advanced, scientists began asking a different question. Instead of wondering what dreams mean, they started asking why evolution preserved such a strange process in the first place. One of the earliest modern explanations for dreaming is known as the activation synthesis theory. According to this idea, dreams may not contain any hidden messages at all. During REM sleep, the brainstem sends out random bursts of electrical activity throughout the brain. These signals are often chaotic and disconnected, with no clear meaning behind them. But the brain has a natural tendency to search for patterns and create order out of confusion. Rather than allowing those random signals to remain meaningless, the cortex begins weaving them together into a story. The result is a dream. In this view, dreams are not carefully designed messages, but the brain's attempt to make sense of internal noise. It is a reminder that the human mind is constantly looking for meaning, even in the middle of chaos. A second and much more widely supported theory is known as memory consolidation theory. According to this idea, dreams play an important role in helping the brain organize information gathered throughout the day. Every waking moment fills your mind with experiences, conversations, skills, emotions, and countless small details. During sleep, the brain begins sorting through that enormous collection of information. Some memories are strengthened and stored for the future, while others are considered unimportant and gradually discarded. At the same time, the brain may continue practicing skills and reinforcing learning in the background. In a sense, dreaming functions like an overnight editing process, helping transform the chaos of daily life into a more organized mental library. Rather than being meaningless stories, dreams may be part of the brain's effort to decide what should be remembered, what should be forgotten, and what abilities need further refinement. Another fascinating explanation is the threat simulation theory. According to this idea, many dreams, especially nightmares, act as a kind of virtual survival training program. Think about some of the most common dream experiences: being chased, falling from a great height, being attacked, or finding yourself trapped in a dangerous situation. These scenarios may feel unpleasant, but they could serve an important purpose. Throughout human history, our ancestors faced constant threats from predators, enemies, and environmental dangers. Dreams may have provided a safe space for the brain to rehearse survival responses without facing real-world consequences. In this sense, a nightmare is not necessarily a malfunction. It may be the brain practicing how to react under pressure, helping prepare us for future challenges while we remain safely asleep in bed. A related idea is the social simulation theory. While our distant ancestors may have needed to prepare for physical dangers, modern humans often face social challenges instead. We worry about being judged, rejected, embarrassed, criticized, or placed under pressure in front of other people. Dreams may provide a safe environment where the brain can rehearse these situations and explore different emotional responses. Whether it is arguing with someone, speaking before a crowd, or experiencing social failure, dreams allow us to practice navigating complex relationships without real-world consequences. In this view, dreams are not just stories. They are a mental testing ground where the brain experiments with emotions, communication, and social survival. The creativity and problem-solving theory offers one of the most intriguing explanations for dreaming. During REM sleep, the brain's logical control systems become less active, allowing ideas to connect in unusual and unexpected ways. Without the normal limits of rational thinking, the mind is free to explore possibilities that might seem impossible while awake. This can lead to surprising insights, creative breakthroughs, and new solutions to difficult problems. Some scientists believe this is why important discoveries and artistic ideas have occasionally emerged from dreams. Rather than simply replaying the day, the dreaming brain may function as a creative laboratory, combining memories, experiences, and concepts into entirely new patterns. In this sense, dreams could be one of the brain's most powerful tools for innovation and imagination. Just when it seems that dreams have finally been explained, another theory appears that completely changes the way we think about them. Proposed by neuroscientist David Eagleman, the defensive activation theory suggests that dreams may exist for a surprisingly practical reason: to protect our ability to see. To understand this idea, you first need to understand a remarkable property of the brain known as neuroplasticity. The brain is not a fixed machine. Its regions constantly adapt and compete for activity. If one area remains inactive for too long, neighboring regions can begin taking over its functions. Research has shown that even short periods of sensory deprivation can cause the brain to reorganize itself. Now consider what happens every night when we sleep. For hours, our eyes receive almost no visual information because we are surrounded by darkness. From an evolutionary perspective, this creates a potential problem. If the visual cortex sits idle for too long, other brain regions might begin encroaching on its territory. According to Eagleman, dreams may be the brain's solution to this challenge. During REM sleep, the brain generates vivid internal images and sends waves of visual activity through the visual cortex. In a sense, it creates its own artificial light show. These dream images may function like a biological screensaver, keeping the visual system active and preventing it from being taken over by other sensory processes. If this theory is correct, dreams are not merely stories, symbols, or emotional experiences. They are part of an ongoing battle inside the brain, helping preserve one of our most important abilities. It is a fascinating possibility that transforms dreams from mysterious nighttime entertainment into a highly practical tool shaped by evolution itself. So, which theory is correct? The most honest answer is that no single explanation fully accounts for why we dream. Dreams may serve multiple purposes at the same time. They could help organize memories, process emotions, rehearse responses to danger, navigate social challenges, spark creativity, and even protect the visual system itself. Rather than performing one specific task, dreaming may be a remarkably versatile tool that the brain uses in several different ways, all within the same mysterious experience. What makes dreams so fascinating is that they remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the human mind. We have mapped distant galaxies, photographed black holes millions of light years away, decoded the human genome, and built artificial intelligence capable of creating art and solving complex problems. Yet, despite all of our technological achievements, we still cannot fully explain why the brain creates dreams night after night. Perhaps that uncertainty is part of what makes them so remarkable. Every time we fall asleep, we enter a private world that exists nowhere else in the universe. A place where memories, emotions, imagination, and biology blend together into stories that can be beautiful, terrifying, confusing, or profound. Dreams may be more than random images and more than hidden messages. They may be the strangest and most mysterious movie theater ever created, one that exists entirely within the human mind and continues to challenge everything we think we know about ourselves. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What is the strangest, most unforgettable dream you've ever had? Was it something funny, terrifying, completely bizarre, or so realistic that you still remember it years later? Share your story in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring the mysteries of the human mind, be sure to subscribe and join us for future videos. There are still countless questions about the brain, consciousness, and human behavior waiting to be explored. Click on the next video and continue the journey of discovering how your mind really works.